For so many years, mainstream American music has been commercialized and packaged into stale, overmarketed musical sludge. Nowadays, this turns music lovers to finding authentic DIY scenes, and that's great if you're interested solely in your community's sound. But what about great underground bands from across America? Local zines and word of mouth can only go so far, so American Field Recordings sets out to find the sound of America right now, in an array of cities and states, and each week we'll bring you the best up-and-coming independent artists we can find. Not to commercialize them, it's not like we have any money anyways, but to promote bands to fans who will appreciate their raw, real, unmarketed talent. We start off with a little history. John Lomax was a musicologist around the turn of the century, and in the 1920s he was hired by the Library of Congress to travel around the Deep South recording the, quote, sound of America. He did all this in a little Ford, outfitted with, at the time, state-of-the-art mobile recording equipment. He focused on folk and blues music from predominantly African-American communities, recording a wide array of music, and most notably recording the work of famous blues artist Leadbelly, whom John busted out of jail twice for murder. Anyways, John, with the help of his son Alan Lomax, later of folk music fame himself, traveled around for years bestowing this undocumented music onto excited new audiences, and it actually allowed for some new genres to appear.
Hi there, my name is Jack Lipke, and I do the videography and production for AFR. My coworker, Evan the Bug, works as the sound tech and mobile booker for the show.
And on that 300-mile drive, all you had was the hi-fi behind your eyes. A lilting lullaby that grew to a crescendo as you rolled down the windows, made your fingers fly.
Our first stop is Anacortes, Washington. It's kind of a small, podunk town with a surprisingly strong music scene. At the end of summer, for the last 7 years, there's been a great music festival going on called What the Heck Fest. It attracts big-name bands, and fans come from all over the US just to see it.
Sitting alone at the movies, sitting alone at the movies, oh, sitting alone, oh, oh, oh.
This is Calvin Johnson. It's the guy who runs K Records. He's from Olympia and attended a little hippie school called Evergreen. In the early 80s, Calvin used the newly popular audio cassettes to make compilation albums of talented independent Olympia musicians. No big labels cared, but he did end up selling on word of mouth and local stores alone. He then got together with the band Beat Happening and tried to strike it big with a tour to Japan. No one in Japan cared either, and again, he didn't get signed to a label. But he met lots of other little indie bands like Shonen Knife, and realized that if he started his own label, he could use it to connect lots of independent artists under one alternative label. Mr. Johnson started K Records in 1984, make whatever jokes you will with that. They now sign tons of DIY bands, and nowadays Calvin plays in Dub Narcotics sound system, but also draws crowds with his unique stage performances.
Thanks for coming to What the Heck Fest. This is pretty exciting.
Show me the river.
Since Phil Elverum and Kimya Dawson are both on K Records, they ended up headlining What the Heck Fest. We caught up with her on the last night.
Okay. My head is pounding, I can't stop the pounding. I think it is going to explode and kill everybody who's in close proximity to this place I call my home. And they'll make a moving made-for-TV movie for Lifetime all about my life. That ends with an epitaph, one that will make you laugh. That says great mom, okay wife. And it'll be funny to the people who know me, who know if my body's not burned, my soul will spend an eternity in misery, tethered and bound to this earth. So I'm not a dick or a stick in the mud, always ruining things for my friends. I mustn't forget when I see the sunset that tomorrow it will rise again. So I tattoo instructions on my ass that say don't ever put this body in a casket. Burn it and put the ashes in a basket and throw them in the Puget Sound. I don't ever want to be underground. Oh no. Oh no. Pounding, I can't stop the pounding. I think it's going to explode. There are plus and minuses to sinusitis. Like sometimes I get to go home, but mostly it hurts so bad I think I'm dying. I just blew my nose, now I feel like crying. And the dreams I have are all of my past lives, when the seizures would paralyze me in the night. And I'd wake up clutching my teddy bear tight and drooling and trying to turn on the light. All I can do is hold fast and sit tight, but what if they forget? Cause you know they just might. So I tattoo instructions on my ass that say don't ever put this body in a casket. Burn it and put the ashes in a basket and throw them in the Puget Sound. I don't ever want to be underground. Oh no. Oh no.
All for the love of music, indie music. It's the American Field Recording Project. With us today are the guys behind this project, Evan the Bug Jerome and Jack Lipke the Fourth. Welcome to Northwest Notebook, guys.
Thank you.
Now, explain the American Field Recording Project. What is this?
Why is it on fire? No, it's DP to Firewire 2.4, not 4.4. Yeah, you can probably use it as a deck, but don't touch it.
So, welcome to Northwest Notebook.
On episode 2, we're going to check out MC Bryce Panic, Low Redland, and Seattle's famous Art Walk.
Well, the heroin don't hurt me none. It just makes me sit around and feel a little numb. The cocaine's kind of crazy, but then crazy can be kind of fun. I don't dream on dexedrine, I just stay awake, pacing, cleaning everything. But whiskey makes me rotten to the core.